Long as you hide it well, you can enjoy life. Quinn is deaf. She'll never find out. When my name came up, the smile on Jackson's face stiffened. His expression turned ice cold. Don't let this get back to Quinn. His friends didn't care at all. They simply burst into louder laughter. Bonnie chimed in loudly. Don't worry, Daddy. Mommy won't find out. She's deaf, remember? Their laughter echoed through the private room, but I stood outside the door, frozen. It wasn't until a waiter behind me gently tapped my shoulder that I snapped back. Excuse me, do you need any help? Immediately, silence swept across the private room. Everyone turned to look at me while Jackson looked panicked. He hurriedly dropped his arm from Cassidy's waist, his gaze flickering everywhere but my face. He started signing frantically, asking why I had returned and insisting that Cassidy was just an ex-junior from his alma mater. What he failed to realize was that her lipstick was smeared all over his lips. Even her hand was still firmly wrapped around his waist. The way she looked at me screamed mockery and victory. Even though I was ready to leave, seeing what was happening in front of me still made it impossible to breathe. I forced a smile and said, I'm just here to drop off your keys. Have fun. I set the keys on the table and didn't look back. Ignoring the voices behind me, I walked out. On the street, I was surrounded by the stream of cars and flickering lights along the road. All that I felt was a cold emptiness. I couldn't see where I was going or hear anything. My mind went back to 5 years ago, when we went on that trip to the Obi Desert. Jackson and I got lost and ended up wandering for a whole day and night. There was absolute silence all around, with nothing but the feel of his hand in mine. Back then, he had gestured with his hands, saying that if we died together, at least it would be a fitting end to our love. He had always said his love for me would be unwavering until death, but I supposed our relationship had reached the end of the road. When I got home, my whole body felt like jelly. I collapsed onto the bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. The first time I met Jackson was at a job fair. The moment I saw him, I fell hopelessly for him. Since then, everyone knew I was pursuing him. Before this, he had rejected every other woman who confessed to him. That was until I appeared. I found ways to see him every day, talk to him, and took him out to eat, relentlessly pursuing him for 3 years. Even after being rejected over and over, my feelings never wavered. One night, an employee who had just been fired got drunk and started causing trouble, blocking Jackson at his company's entrance. Everyone else ran, but I threw myself in front of him. We both got beaten until we passed out, covered in blood, before the troublemaker finally left. That incident left me hearing impaired, but it also stirred his feelings for me at last. Jackson had held my bloodied body, his voice shaking with fear. Let's get married, Quinn. After we got together, my love never waned, while his only got stronger. When Bonnie was born, she always treated me as the deaf mom. Jackson had to spend countless sleepless nights teaching her sign language so that I could communicate with her better. The sound of the door lock snapped me out of my memories. I rolled onto my side, pretending to be asleep. Not long after, I felt movement behind me. Then, his hands began roaming all over me. His warm breath brushed against my neck. This was how he showed desire. Had this been a few weeks ago, I would have lost control and responded to Jackson. But now, all I felt was disgust and nausea. Just a week ago, my hearing was finally restored. I came home, excited to share the news with him and Bonnie, only to hear his wild groans echoing from the guest bedroom. My whole body froze. I even